Okay, so it's been 2 months since it came out, but I finally went to go see Rogue One, a Star Wars story recently. Almost forgot to wear this. So this movie lived up to expectations? Well, yes and no. The great thing about this movie is that it delivered on a bunch of really beautiful, amazing effects and a lot of characters that we are familiar with, but when it comes to the rest of the characters, they were not that interesting. For instance, you got our supposed main character, Jyn Erso, played by the lovely Felicity Jones. I mean, Jyn Erso, she was functional as a character, but she just wasn't as interesting as, say, Rey or any of the other characters in the last movie, The Force Awakens. Even her father, Galen Erso, played by Mads Mikkelsen, is not that interesting either. I mean, he sort of has a motivation to do what he does, but he doesn't show that much personality either. That's kind of a problem. What about the other character that Jim meets up with later, played by Forrest Whitaker? He was kind of funny. I agree with most people when they say that his voice was just too hilarious to take seriously. I just felt like I didn't really have an emotional connection with these characters. That's what was so great about the characters in The Force Awakens. They had such great range of personality and charisma. You fell for them almost every step of the way. But here, not for these characters. But as for the visuals, totally amazing. I mean, almost every single speck of detail here is well thought out. And they did a really good job with creating the Death Star. I mean, it's just the way as I remember it, but seeing it come together is just really a treat. And showing the battles up in space and also on the ground on one of the planets was really cool too. I mean, I just loved it when the AT-AT walkers came back to fight against our supposed characters. What really blew my mind is the CG recreation of the characters Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia. I mean, Disney has come such a long way since they made Jeff Bridges CGI in the movie Tron Legacy. I mean, you can see that a lot of effort has been put into it. It's just so seamless. Even though I will gripe that Carrie Fisher was just a little bit more obvious than Peter Cushing, but you know what? It doesn't hurt the film that much. And of course, we cannot forget the appearance of Darth Vader. I mean, I almost cheered when he came on the screen. I mean, they really show what Darth Vader does best, laying down and taking no prisoners. I was just so delighted to see it. So without the appearance of Princess Leia, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Darth Vader, this movie wouldn't have been as good as it turned out to be, so I'm thankful for that. I was a little disappointed that we did not get the traditional opening crawl that Star Wars is known for, but at the end of the day, I will give this movie a 7 out of 10. A little disappointing seeing that this was a weaker Star Wars film, but not nearly as weak as the prequels, so I'm really thankful for that. Now on to the next film, allow me to change. Okay, let's do this. The sequel to the great Lego movie, we now have the Lego Batman movie. Because why not? Batman was such a major jerk in the Lego movie, he had to get his own movie sometime. Out of all the other movie adaptations he received over the years, this one was actually good. You of course got the main protagonist, Batman, played by Will Arnett, and he is such a jerk. He is so full of himself, he thinks about nothing but what he wants. Always wanting to fight crime, taking a lot of credit for himself, and going against his arch nemesis, the Joker, this time voiced by Zach Galifianakis. And I was never a fan of Zach's work over the years, but here as the Joker, he did a decent job. And for actress Rosario Dawson, who plays Barbara Gordon / Batgirl, she was alright too. I have to admit the actress was just painful to sit through in such films as Sin City and that chick who nobody remembers from the movie Men in Black 2. Then you got the young sidekick Dick / Robin, played by Michael Cera. And I was never a fan of Michael Cera either, and I'm afraid I gave him a little too much credit for a movie like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But here as the sidekick, he was actually not bad. The scenes where Batman and Robin are together and he's trying to help Batman, and Batman just showing that he's constantly a jerk, was just a delight to watch. No, you don't understand, I really want to help! Sure you kid, you just stand there by doing this and that. So the plot here is that Batman manages to banish the Joker to this realm, Misty Realm, where he finally comes across all the Lego creations of some of the greatest villains of all time, and he gets their help to come back to Gotham City and wreak havoc on it, and it's up to Batman, Barbara, and Robin, and Commissioner Gordon, and Alfred to stop Joker and all the other villains, whatever means possible. I must confess that there were never really gut-wrenching laugh out loud moments here. One or two times made me laugh, and I mostly got chuckles out of this movie, but all in all, for the experience, I was actually having a good time with it. Vast possibilities with the Lego Crow creations, along with an animation form called Go Motion that's been around for a very long time, showed that it hasn't gone out of style, and I'd like to see more of it. All the characters have good chemistry, so all in all, in the end, I will give this movie a 7 out of 10. Go and see this movie while it's out in theaters, because after 3 years, it was definitely worth the wait. And thank you all so very much for watching. I'm still learning about this video editing app that I got recently, so bear with me as I'm still learning about it. And stay tuned to more videos, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.